Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is a Monday in my life. So this was actually this past Monday. And what I was, did I have a session? I think I had a session this afternoon on this day. And so what I'm doing here is basically you're seeing me in the middle of my morning because in the morning, like the very early morning, you know, where I'm usually pumping and stuff, I didn't record that. I just, you know, it's one of those days. I was just very busy. Didn't feel like doing that. So this is the mid-morning, and at this point I've dropped off my daughter at preschool. There's been a lot of developments in the last 2 weeks. So my daughter started preschool. She's in a 2.5K classroom, I guess you would call it, because everybody's 2.5 years old. And they're too old for the 2K room, and the 3K room, obviously too young, so there's like an in-between room that they have. And my daughter only attends like for an hour and a half, that's it, for 3 times a week. And I do it that way because, first of all, it was gonna be 3 hours, and then I was able to come into the room, see how things go for the first week. And I didn't really like what they do in the classroom. I mean, that's a long video that I can get into what I didn't like about the class. But the hour and a half that she's there, are mother approved, in my opinion. What they do for the hour and a half that she's there is they have snack, they do Bible study, a Bible activity, and then they go play on the playground. The rest of the time is just there's screen time involved, and I don't agree with that for this age group. I mean, I have to talk to the child care director about that actually, because I just don't agree with that use of screen time. It's not good for mental development of children or infants. It actually is linked to development of ADHD, or so I've read. So yeah, and it's just not good. I mean, there's so many kids, you can read news articles and studies and things like that, and hear people, just talking to people in regular life about they know a kid who is glued to their tablet, and they can't talk, and they're 2 years old, and that my daughter is very linguistic. If you've heard her on my in my videos and in the background in the past, she talks a lot and she speaks in full sentences, and we read books every day, multiple times a day. That's her main source of entertainment. If I turn a movie on, it's one movie, and it's usually near the end of the day. And so, and it's not daily that I even do that. So I'm I don't want her to get into the habit of watching a screen. That's just not what we do here. So that's why she only goes for an hour and a half. Anyways, so I told you guys that I have a checklist, a bunch of checklists in my house in different rooms for different things I need to clean. And I have a schedule for what rooms I'll clean each day. And so this is Monday, so on Mondays I clean the bathrooms. And it hasn't been going that well in the past few weeks, but this week I was able to actually get it done because my daughter is in preschool for an hour and a half. So now I'm able to do that. My son was sleeping, so I'm great, I can get a chore done in the house. By the time I'm done with this, I'll probably have to pick her up again, and that works out just fine. Because otherwise, I mean, you guys have seen in that last video when I was trying to clean, and she's jumping up and down on the couch and putting toys back in the places they don't go. Even though she's not playing with the toy, she just doesn't want it where I put it. She wants it back where she put it. She's stubborn, like her dad and like me. No, she's got a stubbornness like her dad, but she's got an attitude like me. So mix the two together, and it's a really bossy 2-year-old. Anyway, so basically that's what I was doing today. And some other developments. So I said in the last video that I was going to explain why I'm taking on more clients now. And that is because my kids have some health issues, not huge health issues, but just health issues, and that requires money. And it's just something that we didn't plan for. And so, I mean, we have money saved, but we already used a lot of our savings while I was on maternity leave. So it's like just another curveball of life. And so we're having to adapt again. Life is a series of adaptations, and I feel like I adapt every freaking day. So anyway, that's just another way I have to adapt. And so I figured, I'll just have to basically make sure that if I'm feeling burned out, then I'm taking the time for self-care. I'm trying to do things more structured in my life. And I think that the structure will make me feel like less like I'm burned out, because I'll have, I'm able to compartmentalize what needs to be done every day rather than feeling overwhelmed with all the things that need to be done. Because there's always going to be a lot of things that need to be done. But if I'm compartmentalizing, then it doesn't feel so out of control. So that's what I'm doing. And I have to say my private practice is going really well, actually. I was looking for accepting clients since July, and it is now October. So since the end of July, so it's now the beginning of October. So it's been, it's been roughly 2 months, and I have gotten a lot of referrals from my contract, but also I have 2 new clients through my private practice that reached out to me through directories that I'm listed on. So, actually one found me on Facebook, and another one found me on a directory. And I have another person I have to call today, actually, who reached out to me through another directory. So, and somebody else actually reached out to me through a directory today, and I just emailed them because they told me to email them back. So I'm getting quite a few referrals, and it's just so funny because I remember when I was in therapy, and before I had my son, and I was talking to my therapist about how I was so stressed out over the fact, I was afraid of quitting my job, even though it was making me depressed and anxious. I was so afraid of leaving my job because I was not sure I was going to be able to make an income. I wasn't sure I was going to have any clients. Who would want, to hire me as their therapist, kind of a thing. I worked at a nonprofit, so the therapy that I was doing, people didn't have to pay for. And so people I felt like more willing to do therapy if it's free for them. And that is not true at all. People are actually paying out of pocket to see me for therapy. And so this is just my weekly checklist for the bathroom. I was just showing you how I go about doing that. And it's, I just wipe it clean every week and then start over. Anyways, what am I saying? So people actually are paying me out of pocket for therapy, and then I'm also contracted through a private practice and that accepts insurance. And so I get paid through them as well on a monthly basis after I send my invoices to them. They just give me, they have a pay date each month, and they, deposit it into my business account. And so things are going well. I'm still not making as much as I was making, but it's only been 2 months. So I'm trying to put things into perspective. A lot of businesses don't even make a profit in the first year, and I'm already making a good, every month I make more money. And that's what I told my husband. I was like, we started out in July, I only had 1 session, so I only made $42.50. And then in in August, I made $500 something. And then in September, I made $1,200 or something like that. In August, I made $800 something. I think in September, I made $1,200. And we'll see what October brings. I might not even be saying that right. So, because I don't have the data right in front of me. But I think that's about what I have been making. And so now, and I've already picked up more clients since then too. So just in this last week alone, I've picked up 2 or 3 more clients. So you just never know what the end of the month is going to look like. So I'm trying to keep it all into perspective. It feels sometimes like, oh man, I'm not making hardly anything, and it's true, I'm not. But considering I've only been doing this for 2 months, I'm actually making quite a bit. So I'm just keeping that into perspective. I did tell my contract people that I have more availability now. They have access to my calendar so they can see what my available time slots are. And they just send me referrals, and it's my job to reach out to them and schedule them according to my schedule. So that's what I've been doing. So it's an exciting thing. So I hope that I don't. My only concern is that I'm going to have too high of expectations of how many clients I can see at once, and like try to see too many in 1 week, and then I'll get like tired, and then what am I supposed to do? Because I already have been seeing these clients, you know. So I'm trying to make sure that every time I add more clients to my schedule, that I'm not, you know, how am I feeling? I'm checking in with myself mentally and emotionally on how I'm feeling, and then seeing like, is this like a doable thing for me, or can I add more, do I think, or, you know, is this an okay, you know, thing. So that's what I've been up to. So the medical issues that I'm talking about too, I didn't mention. My daughter has glasses now, and I was noticing that her eye was like crossing in the middle, like, and I thought at first that it was just something she was doing, because you know how kids learn how to cross their eyes and then they think it's a fun thing and they start playing and, you know, doing it. And so I thought that's what she was doing. And then after a couple of weeks of her noticing her eyes are crossing even when she's just looking at me and talking, I was like, okay, I should probably get a doctor to look at this. And so I called our like hospital practice, and they were like, you need a referral. And so I told the pediatrician, and she was like, here's a number to a pediatrician that you don't need a referral for, but just in case I'll also give you a referral, or not pediatrician, and ophthalmologist, I think is how you say it, but you don't need a referral for. And so I called her. Our hospital practice could only get her in January, and like the pediatrician said she needs to be seen within a month. So I said, okay, I'm going to call the other lady. I did. She was able to get her in within a few weeks, so that's what I did. And then we, you know, the eye crossing was so subtle, and I was the only one who noticed it. Even the ophthalmologist was like, well, her eyes look good to me, but I'll dilate them and see. And once her eyes were dilated, it was very obvious. The crossing of the eyes was very obvious, and she was like, oh, I think before she was really trying to like fight it and control it, and that's why I couldn't see it, but now I can see it. And like she like examined her eyes, and she said basically that she's farsighted, so we're correcting it with glasses, and hopefully by the time she's an adult she shouldn't need glasses anymore. So after I picked up my daughter from preschool, we went outside, and she played with her outside toys. We got these from a garage sale actually, and I did some documentation and things like that on my computer. Oh, but look at these big giant turkeys. I've been seeing a lot of turkeys in our neighborhood lately. And I thought I would show you because they're just huge, and they just like to roam around. They just roam around casually around our neighborhood looking for food. Look at these turkeys. Gobble, gobble. So my son's chiropractic appointments have been going really well. Before, he could hardly get his head up for tummy time, and it was very frustrating to him. And now he can get his head all the way back, and he actually doesn't mind tummy time now. He'll sit there for several minutes, whereas before he couldn't even stand several seconds. And so I'm very happy with what's been going on with chiropractic care. The only thing, you know, obviously now there's that extra expense, which is why I'm taking on more clients as well. But I like having my own practice because it's nice to be able to do this. Like, you know, I can do my session, I can do my documentation outside. I think I was sending invoices right here. I'm able to do that while I'm playing with my kids and stuff. So it's just really nice to have this flexibility, and I would highly recommend the private practice. Oh, here's two butterflies. They got so close to me, and that's why I wanted to record it, because they were like right by my face almost. But anyway, yeah, I highly recommend private practice to anybody who has kids, young kids, and they don't want to put them in daycare or anything. It's just so nice, and I think that my kids really benefit from it. So anyways, that was a day in my life. After this, I just put them down for their naps and went on about my day. So thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.